Hi, I'm Jale. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing a general energy reading now based on what good news can we expect to be receiving? What positive turn of events can we expect to see? Now, this could be an ongoing energy, okay? So, because obviously we've just had Saturn go direct. That's Saturn, obviously, if you're not aware, is the daddy planet of karma. Now, I just want to see generally the sort of collective energies based on potentially how that affects things, but also what can we expect to reap. It's this is kind of a period of we're going to see what we are kind of receiving based on how the previous few months have gone since Saturn obviously went direct. So we're going to go with the guides first, and then I'm going to tune in. I'm going to use a tarot just to pull a couple of cards really to clarify the energy, maybe get a bit more information. We'll go to the guides first. If you hear a noise, I know that's probably incredibly annoying. I'm using Lemurian crystal. I'm clairsentient, so I do pick up energies, and I'm quite tactile person anyway. So usually when I'm moving them around, it's like I'm just sort of tuning in using that. So guides, what is it you can tell us now? What can people expect to see? Oh, okay, interesting. Now the first thing they're giving me is rollover. Now, for some reason, as soon as I've said that, my throat chakra's gone a little bit blocked there. So it could be that potentially if you have been a little bit sort of backwards in communicating, or you've been a bit, they're saying, fearful of communicating, maybe speaking your truth, articulating or using particular words as in terms of how you feel, what you want to see moving forward. It's like if you've had a little bit of a passive energy around that, and again they're using the word rollover, so maybe you've even been aware that sometimes you do take a bit too much of a back seat and you do want to be a little bit more vocal with how you're feeling, an expression of your own interests. The good news is, or what they're bringing in towards you, is the ability to articulate and to move forward, having utilized your throat chakra and connection via your heart center to actually say what it is you want. They're saying if you do that, doors will open for you. Now, this can be around career, because I feel like they're drawing my attention here to a few people that maybe feel like they have been overlooked. It could be that you've been expecting a promotion. It could be that you were wanting some insight into your future at a company or future development, and it was like the last maybe 2 or 3 times you were overlooked, or someone didn't really pay you that attention. They're saying you may get the opportunity to speak up about this, and if you do, what they're saying is prepare it. So what I wouldn't be doing is going in sort of, articulating it in a very emotive way. I would be sitting and listing down key components based on what you've shown to give to the company, but do it in a way that's not in this, you've got to be very balanced when you're delivering this. But I can see someone almost writing key points or key highlights of what they've actually achieved in this position, and someone is going in and they're saying if you were to articulate that, you would actually get somewhere. It may need a little bit of negotiating, because I feel like also this may come with a bit of extra pay for you, but they're saying it must be done because this is a part of a lesson for you where you have to speak up about your needs. And I feel like, now again, I'm reading the overall energies here, so I feel like this could be several people, but the way they're likening it to this, or sort of connecting it, is I feel like I've had a bit of a headache over this. So if you've been really worrying about this scenario, because I'm now picking up tension around the head, if you've really been worrying about this scenario and you feel like this relates to you, then I would be starting to write that list, go in, practice it on maybe sort of delivering that information to a sort of friend, someone you trust, and then going in. But they're saying just be very careful how you deliver it. Don't sort of go in guns blazing. You need to deliver it in a way that they're saying makes sense. So you don't need to sell yourself. You're explaining your ideas and sort of, showing that you feel like you have really made good use of your time. It's almost like, because I feel like my guides want to say more about this, so I feel like whoever's listening to this, it could be that you are the same, potentially a nervous disposition and not used to speaking up. this is your time. Okay, so what is good that is coming up for you is that not only do you potentially resolve a bit of karma there via communication and maybe realigning with your heart center so you're able to speak up about your needs, but the good news is that you will be opening doors. I feel like this is going to have a positive outcome. They're also saying here that I feel some people may be taking a little bit of a leap to leave a position here. Interestingly, the guys have just said something about a circus, so I don't know if you've had a lot of ups and downs around this position. It could be that the energy in this area or this workplace is not to your liking, to your standard. It's not what you're used to, and I don't know why, but I feel like this is a large city. It's like it could even be a large company that this is in. I feel like someone is potentially leaving this, but the good news is whatever you find after this is, they're saying, rewarding. It could be that you're looking to maybe focus more on your heart-based needs as opposed to money, but I feel like by you following your heart-based needs that will eventually opening up to more money. They're saying it's essential for your growth. So if you've been sat there with a long-term plan that you know that in this job you're doing, it's not hitting that mark, take that leap. Because, and again, if you're relating to the circus reference, because I feel like you're sat in an environment here and you're thinking, this is not me. This is not me. And obviously with anything I'm saying in this reading, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So obviously you should always be trusting your own gut instinct. I can only give advice and give insight based on a generalized reading. Obviously, there are many people watching this video usually. So if you want specifics, please do contact me. We can maybe look at a specific personalized reading for you, one-on-one. Okay, the other word they're giving me here is, I feel like someone needs to step out and really utilize their uniqueness. Someone could have been told in the past, again, this is karma versus kind of reward, like what you reap you sow. I feel like someone may have been discouraged as sort of growing up not to step out, not to be unique, not to speak up, because they're saying that Spirit is saying that this person associates stepping out of the box, being their own unique identity, as being a maverick. Now, if you identify with that word, because it's a very specific word they're giving me, they're saying now is the time to step out and utilize, it's interesting, utilize your ferocity. Now, again, this could be a Leo reference. You could have Leo heavily featured in your chart. But I feel like this person's going to identify with that reference, because I feel like potentially people may have felt maybe, or have given feedback previously where they may have felt overwhelmed with your energy, or they have judged you as with an energy that is very out there. Spirit is saying, utilize that as a gift and don't see it as a weakness, because it isn't your weakness. That is your strength. That's your power. You have a right to express that in your own unique way. I don't feel like you're harming anyone by what you were doing, but it's like a perceived energy of how people viewed you as maybe a bit, could be over dominating or domineering. But again, Spirit are just saying, I feel like that was deemed incorrectly. It wasn't, that's not you. You're just finding your own unique identity and voice. And people felt like, because maybe they were slightly lesser characters, let's be realistic, I'm going to be real here, they didn't like that your voice was loud. And that's not because you are loud, it's because you have a voice. You've got a very strong voice, and your soul is inbuilt in that way for a very specific reason. And Spirit are getting very particular about this now. So you have a very strong path, okay? If you follow this and actually stick to your unique identity and absolutely own it, you are going to really do very well, okay? Now, again, Spirit keeps saying here, someone keeps trying to talk you out of what it is you're here to do, and I keep hearing God-given right. You have a right to show your own identity and to make yourself your own path in the world, and it shouldn't be up to anyone else to stop you from doing that or to talk you out of it, because you have everything you need to move forward. And again, Spirit are getting very, very direct about this. Again, this would apply to people that maybe were very vibrant characters, very unique, very individualistic characters that maybe we're used to hearing, oh, you're a bit loud, or oh, goodness me, can't you tone it down a bit? No, don't tone it down. Why? Why? You've got to remember, if someone is saying that, what you've got to look at why that is. What is it that makes your character stand out so much that someone else feels that's overwhelming for them? Is it because that person needs to learn a lesson and they need to speak up in order to then feel central in their own presence, rather than feeling like someone is overwhelming them? You know, there's something about your energy here that has a healing. There's some kind of healing energy around this, because if you are a catalyst in your environment and you're getting people saying all this information to you, you've got to question, is it your issue or is it theirs? That's what I'd be asking myself. Because if you're getting, obviously if you're getting a million people saying, look, you know, this is a bit overwhelming, and you trust those people and you feel like maybe they have a point, that's great. But, you know, you don't have to sort of take the spark out of yourself totally. There has to be a balance with it, you know. But at the same time, if you know that you have that energy, you have that character, utilize it for the best. You should be out there doing things, because whoever this is for, it could be, there could be a few of you actually. I feel like it's a very general energy, but don't mute your light for anybody. Like, I'm being really serious here, because Spirit are really stepping up this message to the point where we have to be very unapologetic. Okay, I get we have to be respectful of people, and you know, we don't want to harm anyone else. I totally get that, and that's fine. But where is the middle ground here? Where is the stepping up and speaking our truth, and then totally, you know, dulling ourselves down to fit in? You know, we are not here to fit in. We're here to, you know, meet our own soul journey and to smash it out the park, so we don't have to repeat the same lessons. This has been a repetitive cycle where people have tried to find their feet and they haven't quite managed to do that, and Spirit is saying you're getting another chance here. So if you resonate with that, I'm getting a male energy around this, so it could be that there's a few males that this is going to resonate with. Okay, so that's, I think, it for the moment from Spirit. Let's just see if we can clarify the messages here from Spirit, or give a bit more insight, or give some new messages. Okay, so Spirit, what is it that you can be looking forward to? By the way, from that last message, you could be looking forward to the fact that you're going to have a free path, because you'll be satisfying your own soul journey. Okay, so Spirit, what is it people watching General Collective can be looking forward to? What's coming up that people can be, you know, that will be watching this video? General Collective, what can we be looking forward to here? What energies are coming up here? What can we be looking forward to? What's on the horizon? Oh, goodness me. There's some interesting cards that are showing themselves here. What can the General Collective be looking forward to here? Okay, Spirit's saying let's go. There's a very dynamic energy attached to this. Someone's got some real fire in their belly here. Interesting. We've got a major arcana that's come up. This is the Death card. I do apologise. My light is making things look a little intense. Maybe this is going to be a bit intense. So what is good coming up? Okay, so the Death card here for me is almost reminiscent of a total change, a total refresh. There is a very phoenix from the ashes coming up here. It's almost like a total new cycle. You know, if someone's looking for fresh starts and good news, I feel like this is very much on the horizon here. Someone is conquering something. If you've got fears, if you've got something that has been an ongoing issue, they're saying, I feel like someone's going to really grab the bull by the horns. Don't forget, we're entering into Libra season now, and we've also got the autumn equinox that's going to be going on, or MABON if you're celebrating it in that way. Tower on the reverse. There could be a few sort of moments where people are getting a lot of clarity based on what it is they actually do want, okay? And what is the positive outcome from that? 10 of Cups. So it could be you're actually reassessing your relationships at the moment, and the old is being swept away, and what is new that's coming up? Very deep, firmly established roots, very deep connections, emotional connection, emotional fulfillment, whereby it's like someone has taken your emotional center and has given you a dust down and sort of sent you on your way. but put new people around you in order to fulfill what it is you need. And again, if you felt lack, if you felt like I feel a little bit kind of stuck in what's, you know, going on here, you're about to have a little renewal here, okay? And they're saying for some people this is going to come in fairly quickly. So we've got the Knight of Swords energy here. Now, again, this could also be a warning of making sure, sorry, this light is horrific. I do apologise. You can't even see these cards. Knight of Swords. Oh, this is awful. Guys, I'm so sorry about this. Let's see if we can focus that. My guides have just said focused energy. It's such a... I feel like someone's just giving me like a dad joke or something. I feel like that's something my dad would say. Yeah, it's like we need to make sure we're not rushing in too harshly. I feel like the changes are going to happen fairly quickly, and it's like, again, don't forget Libra season, we've got a little recalibration going on here. I feel like, especially with the autumn equinox, we're heading into autumn, and these things usually are about shedding outdated things away, okay? Especially around the realm of communication, just watch that any needs that you're talking about to other people. They're saying influences, watch for influences on directing you the wrong way, I want to say. So watch for people being around you, okay? Now this is interesting because now they're also showing the Knight, oh, goodness me, this light. They're also showing me the King of Pentacles here. So what else is coming in that's good for you? Could be a potentially very solid offer, okay? Doesn't have to be from a man. Could be company director. Could be someone that has the authority to offer this. Someone that's offering a fairly solid foundation. Could be around money. They're just saying finances are picking up. There's going to be an improvement. I'm just trying to see. They're showing me someone. Now, again, I'm really sorry if this is actually you and you're thinking, great, thanks, just like ruining what I do with my money or like giving it away. Someone's putting money in a coffee jar. I can see a white coffee jar. Again, if this is you and you have to now like change where you're hiding your money, I apologise. I can see there's a corner of a kitchen here and there's a white coffee jar and I can see someone putting money in it. And it's like... it's almost like they're doing it because it's like this rainy day thing. There's a rainy day thing. It's like we must hoard our money for a rainy day. We must... Spirit is saying, when is that rainy day? And what are you doing in the meantime to enjoy your life and your money? Sometimes when we hold on to something very tightly, it's like we're restricting that energy a little bit. Again, it's that King of Pentacles as well. Someone who's fairly financially established, but is a little bit too careful around the money. Now, I'm not talking about people going out and going crazy with their money and thinking, yeah, you know, Jale's just said this and it's all good. I'm talking about if you know that you've put a lot of things on hold and you've really had to keep money back and it's been a bit of a kind of, well, what do I do in the meantime? I want to do all these things, but, you know, I can't. They're saying things are going to improve because we've got the Nine of Cups here. This is a wish card. This is ultimate wish. And as you can see, and we're in that autumn equinox, we're in that harvest season. We've just had the harvest full moon. She's got a harvest there out laid on the table with all these cups, right? And I don't know if you can see this, but she's extremely satisfied. And ironically, it's also in a kitchen that I'm seeing this lady. So this is to show that you don't... I'll give you an example. My mum is a classic for, we'll keep this money because the washing machine's going to go. And I'm psychic and I'm like, it's not going to go for about 3 months. And every time I'm right, and every time she keeps hold of this money and then worries about having a holiday. And I'm like, when are you going to enjoy your time and your money? Because I feel like you kind of deserve it, you know? It's that energy that it makes people feel like they, again, and this is the thing, when you're in that energy and you're holding on to it, the energy you're giving out is very much of a lacking energy because you're holding on to it so tight. that is not the best energy to send out for abundance and drawing more money in. That is more of an energy of, I don't have any, lack. There's a lack energy going on there. And usually what you're kind of thinking you attract. So we don't want to attract lack. But they're saying if you balance this, and don't forget we've got Libra season coming up, which is the scales of justice, okay? So if you've been very, you know, resourceful with your money, it feels like you could really get a little extra, okay, coming up, because Nine of Cups is a very abundant card. I just keep seeing this woman who's, it's definitely not my mum because it doesn't look like my mum. I just keep seeing this woman who is holding on so tight. I feel a bit, if you are watching this and you've just lost, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this is going to happen, I'm saying this has already happened. If you've just lost a loved one and you're really holding on to this this energy, it's like you're holding on to money because there's a fear behind it. I feel like I want to cry because what an ordeal you've been through, because it's like there's this, it feels like there's a lack of security going on here, okay? But don't forget, and I've just literally cut the deck, you've got the Justice card here. Everything outweighs. Usually when we have a huge loss, something big is coming in. Now, and you know what? I've just cut the deck again. So whoever this message is for, I feel like you've been told this, and you've got a... Can you do me a favour? If this is you, can you email me? Because I need to speak to you and I'm not going to charge you. I just need to speak to you. I'm not going to go into too much more depth of that, but I feel like I need to. I'd like to speak to you if you want to. Maybe you don't want to speak to me. I don't know. But I feel like I do need to pass something on there that is a bit private. So, okay. So what else can the general collective? And by the way, if I get 100 emails, I'm going to know who this message is for. Okay, so we've got the Hermit, okay? So what is it you're missing here? If you're trying to bring something new in and it's not coming, there's something you've overlooked, and this is not in relation to the last message, okay? This is a brand new message now. Someone's trying to see their path, and they're not seeing their pathway clearly. Someone's trying to... It's like I'm trying to wade through mud, and I'm expecting results. And the problem with it is, it's like, you know, do you ever do this where you're wandering around going... Where's my tarot card? Where's my tarot card? Oh my goodness, there it is. Now that's not shade. I'm not trying to be shady there. I've done that a million times when I haven't meditated or I'm holding my phone. I'm going, where's my phone gone? That's not shade, that because I do the same thing. It just means we need to kind of recalibrate you maybe a little bit. There's a little bit of maybe missing something a little bit there. Okay. Page of Swords, okay? This can be a message, a bit of information coming through, solid communication, but it can also be very abrupt communication. I don't know why, but I feel what's coming in for you, it could be that you want to speak, someone wants to speak to their friend and they don't know how to broach a subject. I feel like the first communication message you've listened to going, that's me, I hold back. And now you're sat there going, I'm gonna approach this friend and say what I need to say. Can you just do me a favour, if that is you, go easy, because this guy has got, look at the intense, if you can actually see without the light blasting all over the place, look at the intensity to this guy's expression. Just be careful how you're expressing it. Obviously you do have a right to express yourself, because I feel like it will clear the air. I feel like that is going to clear the air, but just make sure you're doing it in a tactful manner, because we don't want, you know, broken friend, you know, sort of arguments. And again, wow, someone has got some choices in love, okay? Now this is the thing, someone is also not seeing exactly what it is they need to see, because we've got a blindfold here and they've got two swords in their hands. You've got some deities, it looks like either fairies or some kind of Devic kingdom creatures here on either side of you. You've got ancestors and guides who are trying to communicate to you, but you're not listening. You're not listening. And if you've just said in your head, what, me? That, yes. Because again, I've just heard someone say, is that me, do you think? Like almost like you're saying it to yourself. Yes, that's you. Someone's also been up at night going over the same situation in their head, and they're not listening to their gut instinct here. And what the guides want to say is, what is good that's coming up for you is, as soon as you make this decision, but make it for the right reasons, and listen to your gut instinct, you are going to learn to start trusting yourself, because you're going to see it's the right reason, and you're going to see it's the right decision, and you're going to see it's the right way of doing things. Don't listen when I'm showing you these deviant creatures either side. I don't know if you can see that. I'm talking the spiritual, okay? So the ancestors on the right, okay, and the guides on the left. I'm not talking about you know, Doris up the road, who I've met 3 times. Like, I'm talking, this is pure connection to high, you know, high self, spirit, guides, because someone is actually very intuitive and they're not listening. Something as well around this person, it feels like they are a bit lost, if I'm totally honest with you. Can you do me a favor? In answer to the general kind of census of this video as what's good waiting for you, this is to set the tone of your spiritual development. I feel like you've been putting that off as well. You need to start meditating, and I'm sorry to you probably, again, I'm hearing someone go, yeah, I've been told that before. Totally get it. And this is a commitment when you do this kind of work. This is not for the this is a kind of lifelong commitment, if I'm totally honest with you. But someone gave me some very good advice over 10 years ago now, and I didn't believe it at the time, and what a mug I was. They said at one point in your life, you're going to have to make a very conscious decision where you can't have one foot in, one foot out. You have to live it, right? And this is the cleansing, the meditation, you know, clearing the spaces, the upkeep, the you know, the balancing, learning the whole 9 yards. This is going to be you, because you've got ability here, but you're running away from it. So in answer to your question, what is good that's coming to you? If you were to really connect to yourself here, you are gonna, there's abundance, because it's almost like you're unlocking a part of yourself that's actually waiting. This was always written into your soul contract for you to unlock, okay? But the fact that you're not acknowledging it is essentially where you're holding yourself up, okay? Sorry to be brutal, but this is also the situation with you, but also this is a general energy now. The people that are relating to the you know, the spiritual awakening, meditation, not only are you unlocking a part of yourself, you're also balancing the masculine and feminine yourself. You're also going to draw in your counterpart here, and also be able to understand what it is you need in that kind of capacity. Can you see that figure in the clouds there that is very clearly divinely guiding this couple? The Lover's card, a choice in love. Okay, so it's a choice of path, a choice of unlocking a connection to yourself, but also another person, that is going to be extremely rewarding. And I'll tell you why. The outcome for all of this, 10 of Pentacles, this is a very rewarding, rich, abundant family life. This is also abundance in money. This is the whole 9 yards. If you want a family, if you want, they're saying riches, but I'm look, we've got a couple, if you can see, and a house in the background there, which is a very rich and vibrant family life, okay? There is going to be, and there's a child that's been held by this man. So that they're also saying there is a child here waiting. Again, this is someone who I feel has dreamed of this kind of energy. It's like, I really want the family. I want the whole shebang. I want, you know, I want it all. That's great, but there's a 2-part process to this. First of all, we need to align with ourselves. We cannot be whole. We cannot be, you know, half of a person and then draw in a counterpart. It doesn't work that way. You have to be whole within yourself, okay? You also could also be needing to choose between counterparts. And again, that's also going to need for you to be unlocking yourself and going within to figure out what it is you want, because also there's someone here that doesn't know what it is they want. They think they know what it is they want. And Spirit are just saying here, you're looking at this person going, they tick all the boxes, but there's something about this energy that isn't really resonating with me. Yes, because you're not aligning, and I'm sorry to be brutal here. I do apologise. My guides are like, just get the energy out. So again, if I'm offending anyone here by how brutally direct I am so sorry. My guides are like, no, these people, sounds terrible. My guide is so brutal. These people know what this is. It's like these messages will be for people that are probably having a nagging feeling, okay? So my guides are like, and just to kind of clarify, with me, if I mess up, I get the same. Like I don't hear the end of it. So to be honest, I listen now, because they always prove me that, you know, if I go my own way and I don't listen to them, yeah, I can give a million examples of that. But okay, so guys, yeah, just there is a family setting, a family environment that's extremely positive energy that they want to bring to you, but there has to be a few, they need to work out a few more bits of energies. They're talking about going to the oracle cards now, so I'm going to go quickly to these oracle cards. So we've got the energy oracle cards. That's Sandra Ann Taylor, and the last cards were Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. I thought for the autumn equinox that would be quite fitting because we're coming up to Halloween. Okay, so I'm going to pull a few energy oracle cards here. So what can you tell us here? What positive things will be coming in for the general collective? What can we be looking forward to, please? Good news. We want some good news. We don't want to have to work for it. We want everything landed on. I'm joking. I'm joking. Of course we have to. It's universal order. You know, if something comes very easily, you have to ask what energy is attached to that. And I feel like the lottery is one of those things, if I'm honest with you. Okay, right, so general energies, what can you tell us now, Spirit? What positive news do we have coming in for the general collective, please? What unexpected positive turn of events will we be seeing? Okay, so again, similar to the spiritual journey, you could be very confused around what type of path you want to take. Again, you've got number 2 there, so a bit of a split in choice. It could be you're sat there going, well, I kind of do want to live just a random normal life and, you know, just want to do my own thing. That's great, but are you doing yourself a disservice? That's what I'd be thinking about if that was me. Now, everyone has their own path. You might sit there and think, no, I'm certain in my own voice that this is, you know, not the path for me. Then don't do it, you know. It could also be a literal journey. You could be deciding to travel to unlock a few things. I've got apologies for this lack of. Okay, but don't forget, you need to look around for the signs here, because Spirit are going to show you a few signs. You've got a signpost there that's been lit up by a light. Okay, so again, the bridge looks a little bit rocky, looks a little bit like, you know, bit of anticipation to cross that bridge, but Spirit have got you. Okay, the light is there, there's signposts, but just make sure with that 2 number card, you know, we're balancing our decisions. We're not just making a random decision. We're balancing our head and our heart to make sure we're making the best decision for ourselves. So what else is positive that's going to be coming in, please, Spirit? I'm going to probably be the last card. Okay, guys, if you listen to this and you feel like, again, if you haven't had any messages, then obviously, you know, if you've had messages, and even if you haven't had messages in this video, the general energy at the moment is there's a blossoming abundance here behind this. We've got, can you see in that clearing, you've got some blue energy here. Okay, blue is Archangel Michael's color. That is the color of the throat chakra. That is communication. You could be getting a lot more interaction socially. Maybe you felt a little bit left out in social groups. Maybe you've wanted to connect with more like-minded people and you haven't had that opportunity. There's something, again, around this where in the next few months, could be up to 3 months here, that you're going to be seeing a lot of changes here in every area. It could be around finances, but it could also be around meeting new people. But blossoming abundance to me is an untapped potential. Okay, now 3 is the number of kindness, is the number of joy, growth, creation, mind, body and spirit, the Holy Trinity. It's very auspicious for light workers. So if you're developing, again, previous messages, I feel like is a really big one, especially communication, because 3 is also linked to communication. This is your card. This is coming here, and it's come out that deck. It flew out that deck to show you that you have that, you are able to tap into that energy, that abundant energy, and it can be yours. You just have to believe. You must believe. And again, that's opening the heart chakra, maintaining that balance, and just really kind of sticking to your path, because they want to deliver this to you. Spirit want to be able to reward people and to show them how it works, you know, how the kind of universal order works, how the universe is balanced. And especially after the last few months of very heavy energy, people, they want to give that back. It's like, again, Libra season, it's that return, it's the autumn, which is wrapping up of events, you know, Saturn going direct. It's that renewal. It's that, you know, what you reap you sow in karma, you know. So if you've done good, you're going to be seeing that back, and that is very much shown in the card. And you know what, even if you feel like you haven't done good, I mean, I don't know why you would think that, because I feel like if you're trying anyway and you're making an effort, spirit will reward that anyway. If you're trying and you're doing all you can, of course, you know, that goes without saying, that is a reward in itself, because if you try as hard as you can, that's all you can ever do. You know, so again, I feel like maybe someone's being very hard on themselves here. It feels like a bit of harsh energy. Maybe people have sort of beaten themselves up a little bit. Easy, you know, for me to sit here and go, well, you know, don't beat yourself up, but we need to be a bit kinder to ourselves. Please try and be a bit kind, because spirit, as much as I'm giving these very direct messages, we want to see you grow. We want to see people hitting their potential and to feel abundant and to feel open enough to know where it is they want to be and to feel content, you know, moving through life. Like, life can be hard enough as it is. Hopefully we've delivered the message here to sort of give a bit of renewal, a bit of hope. If that's the case, please like the video. That's me wrapping up the video now. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Probably at the end of the week, I'm going to be starting readings for sun, moon, rising signs for the month of October. If you want to put a suggestion in the comment box about what the next video should be about, I've got a few ideas. But if you want to, please, you know, by all means do that. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. It's massively appreciated, and speak soon. Bye.